Hi, and welcome to our training video for project management. Today we are going to talk about time management, one of the key knowledge areas in PMBOK. But before we start, have you ever faced these issues in your daily life? Has the workload piled up so much so that you are stressed? Or do you not know where to begin and it's becoming frustrating? Or are all your tasks running late so that you are always on edge? These are indicators that you have not managed your time properly. The 16th century English philosopher William Penn said that time is what we want the most, but what we use the worst. As per PMBOK, project time management is the processes required to manage timely completion of the project. To make things easier, here are the 4 magic words to help you remember the steps required for successful time management. Dog, see, dodgy, cat. These 4 words make up the acronym DSEEDC, which represents each step in time management. D stands for define activities. S stands for sequence activities. E stands for estimate activity resources. The second E stands for estimate activity durations. D stands for develop schedule. And finally, C means control schedule. These are the 6 steps used in project time management. So let's see how we can apply this acronym for time management to a real-life project. Let's consider a birthday party scenario, for instance. As project manager, we want this to be successful. So what we need is food and drinks, enthusiastic guests, a nice venue, and many others like invitations, an interesting theme, and fun games. It can get a little overwhelming when thinking about all these at once. So let's apply our time management DSEEDC acronym to this situation. The first letter is D, defining all the activities that are involved in this birthday party. This is the process of identifying the specific actions to be performed to produce the project deliverables. A tool that we can use is decomposition. This technique subdivides work packages into a more detailed activities list. In our case, the activities will include invites, so both the initial email invites but also the reminders. Theme, this means choosing the theme and also buying appropriate decorations. Music, we want to select music to fit in with the theme or the crowd. Catering, this means food and drinks, both purchasing and serving them at the party. Place, we want a nice venue. There's also cleanup, because we don't want to leave a mess at the end. And activities, we want our guests to participate in games and have fun. The next acronym is S, sequence activities. This process involves identifying and documenting interactivity dependencies. One commonly used technique is precedence diagramming method. Activities are represented as boxes and connected with lines to show the logical relationships between them. By logically sequencing the activities, we have the following. First, we have to choose a theme and get decorations. We also have to think about catering, so the food and drinks. We also need to select the music and the venue. Invitations for guests must be sent out, as well as organizing games and cleaning up afterwards. Once our sequence diagram is complete, we finally have a logical flow to our birthday party. Next up is the first E, estimating activity resources. It is the process of estimating the type and quantities of material, people, equipment, or supplies required to perform each activity. We use expert judgment and alternatives analysis to identify the resources for each activity. So, for our birthday party, we need materials, which is food, drinks, and decorations. We also need equipment, and our people. Now, on to the second E, estimating activity durations. This is the process of estimating activities based on work effort and resources. The tool we use here is expert judgment and analogs estimating. We assign the following durations to each activity, one by one. 1 day, 2 days, 2 hours, 2 days, 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 day, 1 day, 1 day, 1 day, 3 hours, 2 hours. Finally, all durations are summarized in this table. From here we can move on to the next step, D, which is developing our schedule. Developing the schedule is the process that involves analyzing activity sequences, durations, resource requirements, and schedule constraints. We use the critical path method to successfully capture all the information and develop a schedule to determine the start, finish, and all the in-between milestones of the project. We begin by expanding our sequence diagram. We first add the durations to each activity in our diagram. From here we calculate the theoretical early start and finish dates by performing a forward pass analysis. Later, we calculate the theoretical late start and finish dates for all activities by performing a backward pass analysis. From here, we can calculate the float for each activity. The next step is to determine the critical path. Activities on the critical path are the ones with zero float or slack, meaning that any delay in these critical activities will cause the whole project to delay. The critical path here is shown in red. We use Gantt charts to track the critical path. The most commonly used tool to develop schedules is MS Project. Finally, the last step is C, controlling the schedule. This process consists of monitoring the product to update project progress and manage changes to the schedule baseline. The tool that we use is Performance Review, which compares the actual schedule to the planned schedule by reviewing budget and resources and managing schedule changes. In the end, our project is successful. Remember the acronym DSEEDC, Dog See Dodgy Cat, for successful time management. Thank you for watching.